Forget the years-long uphill climb to a better life. You can completely reimagine your future in just 24 hours. And the best part? You already have everything you need, no trust fund, no fancy degree required. Most people I know spend their lives dodging what they don't want. No more debt, they cry. No more soul-crushing 9 to 5s. No more relying on anyone. But focusing on the negative is like trying to reach a destination by walking backward, you're never getting closer. Your subconscious mind doesn't understand, no. It responds to vivid images, concrete goals, palpable sensations. If you don't create a compelling picture of what you want, it defaults to the status quo, perpetuating the same old cycle. I've learned it, often the hard way, that real change starts with crystal clear, specific desires. Forget vague aspirations like more money. Aim for $50,000 net income monthly by December of next year, a 3-story oceanfront house with a wraparound porch, or a 4-day work week and a 3-month travel sabbatical. Precision is key. That level of detail creates a laser-sharp mental image, a target for your subconscious to lock onto. Think of it like a thermostat, set at 72 degrees, it'll fight tooth and nail to maintain that temperature, regardless of whether you open windows or crank up the heat. Your personal and financial life operates on the same principle. If your internal thermostat is set to survival mode, you might have a killer month, land a huge bonus, close a massive deal, but you'll subconsciously find ways to revert to your default settings. It's why lottery winners often find themselves back in financial straits within a few years. When I finally grasped this, I realized the trap I was in. I once earned more than I ever dreamed, and ended the year with barely any savings. Why? Because my bank balance had changed, but my internal programming hadn't. I still thought like someone living paycheck to paycheck. The subconscious always pulls you back to its strongest image. Here's the crux, without a clear picture of what you want, you'll settle for anything. I want stability, your brain interprets as, keep everything exactly as it is, even if, as it is mediocre. But declare with conviction, I want $100,000 in the bank, invested, within 2 years, and repeat that image daily. Your subconscious becomes a filter, attracting information, opportunities, and decisions that align with that goal. I've witnessed lives completely transformed in months, simply because individuals defined their desires with ruthless precision and unwavering commitment. I once asked a seminar attendee how much he wanted to earn the following year. As much as possible, he replied. Then expect to earn little, I countered, because as much as possible isn't a number. It's a wishy-washy aspiration, your subconscious doesn't deal in abstractions, only defined images. He set a precise figure, a deadline, painted a detailed picture. 3 months later, he was already on track, landing deals he'd never have noticed before simply because he knew exactly where he was going. Clarity is the lens that sharpens your focus. What once seemed hazy and distant suddenly becomes clear and attainable. The magic happens when you not only visualize your desired life, but feel it. Your subconscious can't distinguish between vividly imagined experiences and reality. When you mentally inhabit your ideal life, your body, decisions, and actions will fall into line. Change becomes not just possible, but inevitable. We live, act, and make choices based on our self-image. An invisible ceiling that dictates how far we'll go. It sounds abstract, but it's as real as gravity. Imagine an internal thermostat regulating your life, income, relationships, health, opportunities. No matter how hard you push for better results, if that thermostat is set low, you'll inevitably return to it. I've seen it countless times. A salesperson has a record-breaking month, then unconsciously starts slacking, letting opportunities slip. It's not intentional, it's their internal thermostat saying, you're above your set point, let's get back to normal. The same goes for students who see themselves as average. A perfect score might happen, but soon enough they are back to their usual grade average. It's not lack of ability, it's internal programming. I've experienced this painful reality firsthand. I once had a year of unprecedented earnings, and still ended up virtually where I started. It wasn't bad luck, my self-image was still that of someone scraping by. Even with a bulging bank account, I made choices that steered me back to that level. The subconscious is ruthless, it relentlessly aligns your reality with your deepest beliefs about yourself. Changing behavior isn't enough. For new results, you need a new internal image. Consciously create this vision, fuel it with emotion and repetition until it's as familiar as your old one. I once worked with a stagnating realtor who'd taken every course, read every book, nothing changed. His mental ceiling was comfortable enough. We redefined that image, creating a detailed scenario of life with double his sales, the lifestyle, the travel, the impact. Within months, he achieved results he'd considered impossible for years. Your self-image is the mold shaping your life. You can't force a massive amount into a small mold, it overflows or shrinks back. Expand the mold, expand your capacity to receive, create, and sustain new outcomes. No matter where you are now, change begins the moment you choose to see yourself differently. Try this powerful exercise, dedicate a day to acting like the person you want to be. Talk, walk, decide like them. Feel what it's like. Your brain will forge new pathways, planting a seed that, if nurtured, can replace the old image. The outside world reflects the inner world you build. Fear is the silent killer of dreams, disguised as prudence or common sense. It's not a lack of money or opportunities that keeps most people stagnant, it's fear. Fear of failure, judgment, exposure, unpreparedness. I've seen exceptional opportunities squandered because people lacked the courage to take that first step. Often, what holds them back isn't reality, but a self-created nightmare. Fear is an illusion that feels real. It creates such a vivid image of the worst-case scenario that you feel it already happening, paralyzing you. I don't have the money, or, it's not the right time, simply fear masquerading as logic. I remember a couple desperate for a house. They'd viewed numerous properties but never committed. We don't have the down payment, what if we can't afford the mortgage? Always an excuse. I told them, you don't need the money to decide, you need to decide to make the money appear. We marked a move-in date on a calendar. Everything shifted. They contacted a realtor, found a place, and signed the contract weeks later. On the date marked, they had the keys. That's the power of decision. True commitment eliminates the space for fear. The brain gets the message, no turning back, we need a solution. And it finds one. Most people never reach this point, waiting for absolute certainty before acting. Security comes after the decision, not before. I've seen this with entrepreneurs, artists, freelancers, all facing the choice between staying put and taking a leap into the unknown. Growth comes from confronting fear, viewing it as a sign you're moving in the right direction, because fear and growth are inseparable. A simple but powerful exercise, identify your biggest desire, list all reasons why you believe you can't have it. Then ask, if I weren't afraid, what would my next step be? Take that step immediately, no matter how small. That's how you weaken fear's grip and train your mind to act despite it. What ultimately determines your success isn't the absence of obstacles, but your willingness to overcome them, even with a racing heart and uncertainty swirling. Proving you can act despite fear reveals that what seemed impossible was within reach all along. Your income isn't accidental. The law of compensation states it's linked to three factors: the need for what you do, your excellence, and the difficulty of replacing you. When I truly understood this, I stopped complaining and expecting market fairness. To increase income, I needed to become more valuable, mastering these 3 points. First, need. Some fields have naturally high demand, beyond your control. High need is fertile ground, but alone it guarantees nothing. Next, skill. This is entirely within your control. The more competent you become, the rarer and harder to replace you are. Finally, irreplaceability. Think of iconic figures, regardless of field, they are not easily substituted. Steve Jobs wasn't just a tech CEO, his design vision was unique. This gave him immense weight at Apple. Ask yourself, what can I do to become nearly irreplaceable? Many confuse busyness with value. People work 12-hour days, yet their skills are easily replicated. This keeps market value low. Become an expert, create unique solutions, combine skills in a way only you can, your value and income soar. I've seen both sides of this equation. I once did work anyone could do, earning accordingly. When I invested heavily in rare skills, something shifted. Clients sought me out not for low prices, but for exceptional delivery. This gave me negotiating power and freedom. If you're unhappy with your earnings, the solution isn't asking for a raise or blaming the economy. Look at those three factors: high demand, high skill, hard to replace. Work on those answers, and the market will compensate you. It's a law. And it applies to relationships, opportunities, and recognition. The more essential and irreplaceable you become, the more doors open, not through begging, but because you become impossible to ignore. There's a dangerous trap, believing wealth comes from overnight fortunes. People wait for the big break, a lucrative deal, a miracle investment, neglecting to build anything in the meantime. Wealth rarely comes from a single stroke of luck, but from consistent small actions, compounded over time. I met a young man, Andy, working a low-paying job. When I suggested he could become a millionaire saving and investing just $20 a week, he laughed. It seemed insignificant. I showed him the numbers. $20 a week equals $1,000 a year. Invested with compound interest over 40 years, even at modest rates, he'd accumulate hundreds of thousands or, with slightly higher returns, over $1 million. It all starts with a simple, accessible habit. It's not the initial amount, it's the habit. Regularly saving a portion of your income trains your mind and body to live on less while building assets that work for you. It's like planting a tree. Initial care yields little, but over time, it grows, provides shade and fruit, continuing to produce even when you stop tending to it. I learned this firsthand. When I started earning more, I didn't get rich overnight. But I established a discipline. A percentage of every income went into investments, no exceptions. This consistent habit did more for my financial security than any sudden income boost. Many believe they have nothing left to save. It's the opposite. You have nothing left because you didn't save first. The order is crucial. Pay yourself first. Before bills, before shopping, set aside the amount destined for your future. It might seem small initially, but consistency builds. The psychological effect is powerful. Watching that amount grow, even slowly, instills control and allows for bolder future decisions. The challenge: choose a realistic amount and invest weekly without fail. Treat it like an unbreakable commitment. The first month seems negligible, the second, still small. But in 10 years, you'll see you've built something most never will, not from lack of ability, but because they never started. Choose your advisors wisely. It sounds obvious, but shockingly many entrust their financial and professional decisions to people with no proven results. It's like needing surgery and asking your neighbor for advice instead of a doctor. Yet this mistake is made daily with money, business, and careers. Wealthy, successful people share a common habit: they seek expert guidance. For financial planning, they consult experienced planners. For investment, they find proven performers. It's not about likability, but proven competence. I've seen this firsthand. When I started earning more, I consulted people who'd managed large sums for years. I didn't ask a childhood friend or a colleague who knew a little about it. I knew that doing it alone would take much longer and likely involve costly mistakes. This decision created a solid plan and avoided traps that could have set my life back decades. The opposite is also true. Athletes, artists, lottery winners, fortunes vanish quickly when entrusted to unprepared relatives or acquaintances. Bad investments, impulsive spending, debt, and nothing left. It wasn't lack of opportunity, it was lack of proper guidance. Seeking expert help requires humility. You must admit you don't know everything and that others may know more. This is precisely the mindset that accelerates growth. Successful people aren't threatened by expertise, they are privileged to learn. To change your life, financially or otherwise, examine the circle of people advising you. Want to achieve your goals faster? Stop looking for the perfect mentor and start focusing on results. Find someone who's already been where you want to go, someone with a proven track record. Don't waste time with well-meaning but inexperienced guides. You need a seasoned expert who can pinpoint your blind spots and show you shortcuts you wouldn't discover on your own. Once you find them, listen closely and follow their advice. Successful people don't just theorize, they trust the process and know that learning from others' successes is far cheaper than learning from your own mistakes. The secret weapon high achievers use? Execution speed. It's the ability to act decisively on good ideas and opportunities before fear, doubt, or procrastination paralyzes you. This isn't about recklessness, it's about understanding that time is your most valuable asset or your biggest enemy. Most people hear an inspiring idea, see a promising path, feel the initial excitement, and then think, I'll think about this, or I'll get organized and start later. The problem? Enthusiasm is fleeting. It's like a candle flame, without immediate fuel, it dies out. And inertia sets in. I remember a young entrepreneur in a workshop who'd been thinking about a business idea for over 2 years. He had a detailed plan but hadn't launched. Why? Waiting for the perfect moment, he said. My response? The perfect moment never arrives. The moment is now. If you don't act today, you'll be telling me the same story in 2 years. He took action that week, contacted people, built a prototype, and within months, his business was up and running. What changed? Not the idea, but the speed of execution. Acting fast sends a powerful message to your brain, you're serious about your goals. This creates a positive feedback loop, more confidence leads to more action, leading to more results, which reinforces your confidence. It's a virtuous cycle. Studies show that most people miss out on over 70% of opportunities because they hesitate. Many opportunities are one-time shots, they move on to those ready to say yes quickly. I have a simple rule: when a promising idea hits, I commit to taking concrete action within 24 hours, an email, a call, scheduling a meeting, starting research, something has to happen immediately. The goal isn't to finish the project in a day, but to create momentum before analysis paralysis sets in. The world rewards action, not just ideas. Another key ingredient for success? Laser focus. It sounds simple, but we live in a world designed to distract us. Without protection, your focus will dissipate, draining your energy, motivation, and results. Many start with enthusiasm, but get sidetracked, trying to do everything at once. They want financial success but chase shiny objects. They dream of a career change but fear pushes them back to the familiar. They keep resetting their progress clock, spinning their wheels. I've learned this lesson the hard way. I once had several brilliant ideas simultaneously, all promising. The result? Divided attention and nothing completed. Wasted time, money, and energy. Only when I chose one priority and committed fully did things change. I focused on a single objective and in 6 months achieved what I hadn't done in 2 years. Focus is a multiplier. The more energy you concentrate, the faster you advance. It's like a magnifying glass focusing sunlight, dispersed, it warms, concentrated, it burns. Sustained focus generates the power to overcome obstacles and open previously impossible doors. Maintaining focus requires discipline. My technique? I write my main goal on a card and carry it everywhere. When a distraction arises, I ask, does this move me closer to or further from my goal? If it's further, I eliminate it. This conscious decision becomes automatic with practice. Learn to say no, not just to bad things, but to good things that don't align with your main objective. This is the hardest part because many distractions disguise themselves as legitimate opportunities. The test is simple: if it doesn't directly take you where you want to go, it's a detour. Protect your focus, and results will come faster. You'll feel daily progress. That feeling is addictive, boosting energy, motivation, and certainty. The world rewards focus, not multitasking. Real change doesn't happen while you're thinking or waiting for the right time. Fast, clear, purposeful action is the difference between talkers and achievers. This simple, repeated habit can completely change the trajectory of your life. And if you want to move forward, the next step is right here. In our next video, we'll take another step together on your learning journey, helping you become at least 1% better than you are today. Thanks for being here, and see you in the next video.